I feel like, as a Sonic fan, it might be worth discussing my views on the fandom. Because Sonic is one of those series that is kind of overdone with its fan base, much like, say, Naruto or Pokemon. Like, I think there's like way too much fan fiction and fan art and stuff. I think it's time people did other stuff. But it's easy to see why there's so much Sonic stuff, and that's specifically because there's a lot of furries out there. There's nothing really wrong with furries, honestly, but I mean there are worse people, like the people who are sexually into My Little Pony, but I do wish there was like less of this stuff going around, you know. Honestly, this was kind of a pointless tangent, but yeah. Yay, another one. Oh yeah, something I mentioned earlier in the previous episode was about about how the game had screwed me over. Not the recording, but the game itself. I'll discuss that in a minute after I just get into this. This is the first power-up in the game. Every character has, well, I think Aim is the only one who doesn't have mandatory power-ups, but they give the characters new abilities. There's some optional ones, and I'll be going for an optional one for Sonic right now, right after this, because you really do need it to get anywhere. So Sonic's shoes are slightly different, and we now have the Lightspeed Dash, where you charge up energy by spin dashing. Then you dash along a trail of rings. Now, for people who've not played this game, but maybe played a more recent one, might be wondering, why is the Light Dash so shit? Well, this was the first one to have it. Sonic Adventure 2 is the one that fixed it. I mean, it's just go up to the rings and press a button. Even then, it's still rather finicky at times. But now that I have that power up, I can access the next level. But before that, we need to go and get this power up to make because it makes the Lightspeed Dash actually fucking usable. It's here. You can see through that door. Now this can be a little tricky to do, this one, honestly, because the camera right there can screw you over. So this is the crystal ring. It basically just makes it so that it takes less time to charge up the energy. That's really it. And you can't. And Sonic will never take that off. See, much quicker, but Sonic will never take that ring off. It's just how the game works. And it becomes an interesting thing where if I start playing as Tails now, Sonic will still have these power-ups equipped, even though he doesn't actually have them at that point in time when Sonic finds him on the beach. And yes, time has changed again. See, this is why we need the Lightspeed Dash, because to get into the casino, boom. And this is the level that screwed me over, because the objective in this one is you have to get 400 rings and deposit them in a vault to get the emerald. I believe it's 400, I might be wrong. It doesn't actually say here yet. But of course, getting hit means you drop all of them. You can only get up to 20 back. And there are enemies in this level, which is just a piss take. And the main way to get them is by using these two pinball machines. One Sonic themed and one Knights themed. Now imagine a lot of you thinking, what the fuck is Knights? Well, I don't know either. Like my first introduction to Knights was this pinball machine. But I still don't know really what Knights is. Because it's just one of those properties Sega doesn't use. Which is a shame. But yeah, so the point about the game screwing me over. Basically, I got 100% completion on this game. It's just that the achievements, well, I got screwed over. So here's the thing. You have the core game's achievements. And then you have the additional achievements from the DLC. Which includes getting all the emblems while you have the DLC installed, which I did do. And then the achievement did not come up. I was like, what the fuck's going on? So I looked into it, and it turns out the download version of this game actually has two versions. One is, I believe, 1.5 gigabytes, and the other is 1.6. I believe the 1.5 one is the one that's glitched. Yeah, one of the versions has a glitch, and it tends to alternate which one's available on the marketplace. So you pretty much just have to... I'm not sure if you can see how much it's going to be to download, how big it is, until you downloaded it. I might be thinking wrong for some reason. But you need to find out which size it is, because if you get the wrong size one, well, you can't get the achievement. And I actually got everything, which includes all the stuff for raising the Chao and getting 100%, completing all the races with that Chao, which is easier said than done. So I did everything, but the game didn't give me credit for it in the achievements. So I basically have to do the entire game again. And I haven't started again because I knew I was going to let's play this. So I thought I might as well just kill two birds with one stone, start that new save with this let's play. So I might as well get started on raising the Chao soon. I guess I'll show you after this level, assuming there's time at the end of the episode, because this, as you can see, I need about 400. I've got 71. I'm not doing too bad in all honesty, but the level can take quite a while, and when the last objective is a time limit based one, it can be a bit of a bitch, and it tends to just keep coming down to this. You hit the ball and it goes to the same places each time. There we go, this is something different. Yeah, see, this is actually kind of a cool thing. This is basically based on Knights gameplay. Oh, yeah, there is actually a Knights game on Xbox Live Arcade. But I tried it, I couldn't really get into it. But yeah, I don't know what the correlation between Knights and Sonic is, but there seems to be a lot of crossover between them. I don't know. There's not a whole lot to really say about this level, because you know, Emerald Coast was most likely just designed as a tech demo to show what the game could be like, and ended up just being fucking amazing. Windy Valley really showcases the multiple areas aspects of the game, like of the levels, and it's just generally a really nice looking level. This one, I feel like Casinopolis for Sonic might have worked better as a mini game. Also, the pinball machines are really hard to figure out. But yeah, I think this is based on one of the levels from the Knights game that's on Xbox Live Arcade. Yeah, I don't know much about the game. It's weird. I can assume those cards are characters from the game. But I guess it probably got this bit probably got people interested in it. Like, what the hell is this Knights thing? Let's look into it. Well, to me, those things on the back of the character's head always remind me of one of the villains from one of the Dragon Ball Z movies. You know, the one with like the red skin, I think, and the purple colours. It always reminded me of that for some reason. Let's try something different. Even if you hit with just one, it's still the same thing. You just get sucked in there. Like, you don't even have to hit it. Fuck, I'm bored of this one. I'll just leave this pinball machine, deposit my rings, and then go for another one. Fortunately, it drops me off right here. The other pinball machine, it leads to an area where we can get a lot more rings, but there's also enemies there, so it's really dangerous, and that's what screwed me over.
Try and deposit as many rings as you can.
So, yeah. Let's see, where is it? Oh, a fun little thing. I don't know why they put this in. They just did. You go into the shower room here. And Sonic has a shower. I mean, I guess the thought process was because the other pinball machine leads to a sewer section. And you come out here, so I guess the idea was Sonic can wash himself afterwards. There's really no point doing it specifically. It's just a fun little thing to do. So, yeah, I say so a lot, don't I, when I'm moving on from one subject to another. Or getting back to one of them. Yeah, the graphical update is very welcome. because the original game was on the Dreamcast and they released it on the GameCube and the PC later, and they released it on this, and the graphics were much better. Like, they were much better than the ones in Sonic R, if you ever saw those, like back in the original version. Oh. So I don't even know what most of those things do. The rings give you rings, the Eggman one takes them away, and I think the Sonic one gives you a life or something. But yeah, so this is a more... This one, I guess, this level was made more to make you think of the Casino Night Zone from classic Sonic. Shit. It's weird they didn't have more different levels. Instead of just having 2 pinball machines, it's weird they didn't just have more events and gambling things to take part in. I mean, I'm glad they don't know no bullshit involving cards. Because I always hate that in games when it's like, oh, fucking play cards with people. It's like poker. It's like, I don't know how to fucking play poker. You can explain it as many times as you want in as many different games you want. I'll never know how to play poker. Kick back. Yeah, so it goes down the middle. It won't go down the middle. Although I think it can go down the middle if these are up. But I'm not going to test that. Unless I happen to get the rings I need. Yeah, this is another one which just keeps doing the same thing over and over again. Like, you hit it and it goes to the same location. As for how I'm going to... oh, it didn't go through there, it just came out the other end. As for how I'm going to do this level, I don't know. I mean the game rather, because I've played through the game so many times. I've done it in so many different ways. Like, sometimes I'll just play through it as a Sonic, then Tails, then Knuckles, and so on. Sometimes I'll play through the whole thing as just I never know how to get those right. Sometimes I'll play through it as a character, unlock the next character, and then play to unlock the next one, and so on. But I'm not really sure how I'll do this. I'll either just play through all as Sonic, then Tails, and so on, or I'll just switch over like every recording session or two. Just add a bit of variety. But I don't really want to do it too soon, because Tails' first few levels are just Sonic's levels, just done differently. Still, it's about 3 episodes and then switch, so it's not too bad. We'll see. Depends what I think is best. Also, did you like my title card? Yeah, it can go through. And it didn't take me through to the other area. So, fortunately, I should be done now. I think it's just 400. Yeah. These 400 rings. I'm pretty sure they're depicted as coins instead of rings, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, that was over half the episode, just getting the power up and then getting into this level. Yeah, the ice cap key. So that leads to the next level, the ice cap zone, which is another pretty damn good level, honestly. At least some problems with some challenges in that. And Sonic drops an emerald. I don't know how he dropped it exactly. Like, where was he even storing it? That's always the question with these. Like, the characters don't wear clothes, so where do they even store these things? Like, at least, like, you could look at a game like, say, GTA, and the character can just pull a rifle out of the pants. It's rather silly, but it's like, okay, fair enough. They've got somewhere to store it. Sonic and Tails just...
Oh, man.
God knows where they keep the emeralds. In the glove? In the shoe? Somewhere else?
Got one of them, but the other one's safe. That guy must be desperate.
So yeah, we just... Sonic and Tails just lost the emerald.
We need to get busy.
And there you can see Cream the Rabbit, who debuted in... Cream debuted in Sonic Advance 2, and she's in this version. She wasn't in the original. I guess it's just supposed to explain the why the ice cap key is here. But it just leads to this funny situation where she basically drops the ice cap key at night, then sticks around during the day. Like, she sticks around until it's daytime and Sonic and Tails wake up. It's just weird. And also, this is before she meets them, so there's no reason for her to be doing this. But it's a funny little nod to the character. Although the game does force you to look at her, which pretty much means yes, her presence is canon. Something always struck me out as odd about this rubble is that all that rubble, see that massive gap, and then when you actually see it in game, it's completely different. I've never understood why they didn't make it match up. It's a minor thing, but whatever. Another minor thing, Sonic standing in mid-air. But I guess you need that because, well, holding objects can limit your jumping abilities. This whole thing about lifting things up, I don't think they included it in the levels. At least not for Sonic in this one. Then they did it in Sonic Adventure 2 and it really slows things down a lot of the time. You can survive in the water. It's not Tenchu, but you will drown eventually. It's always a funny thing, but so Sonic climbs up here, then he's basically inside a mountain, and then by the end of the level he's at the bottom of the mountain, but he still comes out in the same location. Like, the only level it doesn't do that is Speed Highway. We get into one location and come out a completely different one. I'm not sure if there actually is any kind of shortcut in this part. Oh, there is. Not sure where the shortcut goes, but I think you need to do it to. Yeah, I think otherwise you just go through a cave and get a rocket. That's basically it. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Oh, no. Well, I got somewhere. Shite. Fortunately, it's not Sonic Adventure 2 where I have to worry about rank, where rings are like pretty much mandatory. If you don't have like 100 rings at least by the end of the level, you're not getting the A rank. Because that game has a weird fascination on points for its ranking, which always bugged me. Like, I always felt like Sonic's levels really should have just been like his ranking should have just been about how fast you can do the level. I was generally doing it well. It's about to stop and attack enemies and collect rings and shit. Yeah, this isn't the best level, but it's one of the. I think it's one of the better ones. So this particular section is a little dull, but you get through that, and you get to the actually interesting part. Wait, where's Tails? Oh. Oh well. Tails died, I guess. Now this board, I think if you press a certain button or hold it before the reveal of the board, you can get different colours. Like you can get a blue version. I never really knew exactly how you control this. Like I think holding down X or B will speed you up. And this led to the awesome boarding section at the start of City Escape. Whee! There is a challenge which really bugs me because they added challenges in the enhanced version where you do certain things in certain levels or certain adventure fields. It gives you a hint what to do, so you try and do it. But like, you had a real reason to do them in the original version. Fucking hell, I'm doing terribly. You had a reason to do them in the original version because in the original version, they unlocked like Game Gear games and stuff. There's quite a few games to unlock, but they don't have them in this version. And I have no idea why that is. Like, you can't even say, oh, well, it cuts into their digital game sales. They don't even sell Game Gear games digital, as far as I know. Like, it tends to just be, if it tends to just be, was it on the Mega Drive? Bring it out. If it wasn't, then the only games you're going to get that weren't on Mega Drive are Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. That's it. No, it's just weird that Sega never really brought out more, like... It's weird they never brought out, like, a Mega Collection or Gems Collection on this generation. I mean, I don't know why they didn't. Because people still want those games, and if you can't ship them individually, just bring them out in a collection on a disc. Speaking of bringing out games on digital, I want Sonic Heroes brought on digital Sega. Because despite what a lot of people say, that was a really good game, it just had certain flaws holding it back. Which can be said about a lot of Sonic games.
Yeah, not bad.
So we got another Emerald. Huzzah. So there's not really much else to say. Oh, yeah. I know what's coming next. I just remembered. So the next part should be interesting. Is we see the return of an old friend, who I'm going to vaguely allude to now. Oh, who's that? Well, tune in next time to find out. That's going to get you to watch, innit?